Do betters do well in a community aquarium? In my experience... Okay, let me answer this properly. In my experience, yes, actually. But that's not the given general consensus. Betters, in my experience, are very much individual fish. So you will get a better that will be happy in a community, and you will get a better that will kill everything that you put anywhere near it. So it's a bit of a risky game to play. I've not had that many betta fish, but the few that I have tried to keep in a community has been fine. I mean, it depends what the community is. If the community is a community of cherry shrimp, then no, that's not going to work well. Equally, if the community is a community of Oscar fish, no, that's not going to work well. But if you get the mix right, so I don't know. Generally, peaceful fish tends to be things like bottom-dwelling fish and things like that. If you have cories, for instance, that might work well because they tend to stick to their own area of the aquarium. If you've got things that have got big flowing fins, that will just be too much of a temptation for most bettas. But equally, the more mentalist betters will just kill whatever. Doesn't matter whether they're sticking to their own area. They'll just go for it. But in my experience, it's been okay as long as you take the kind of common sense precautions that you might think about. Question from Brian. Can you store your HMA water and would it need an air stone? My bad, I was sure you had RO water. Rewatched older videos. You can store HMA water, just like you can store RO water. An air stone would help. Depends how long you want to store it for, I guess. A few people have asked me this question. A few people I know do that. They do store their HMA water. I've never really made sense for it. I found it's like, why? I think one of the main benefits of an HMA is that you don't need to store the water. So the idea is you just use it as and when you need it. Now, obviously, if you're doing a big water change and you don't have it heated, then yeah, you might want to store it while you heat it. An air stone would help with that because it will keep the water moving, so it will heat it a bit more evenly and efficiently. But yeah, I have my HMA comes through at the tank temp, so as I can just use it straight away and I don't have to give over some space for storing water. Plants science question. Okay, my two weakest subjects. Let's have a go at this one. Is the amount of nitrate taken up by a plant dependent on the size of plant or the speed of growth? I.e., can you cut a plant in half and put both hands in? Would it work? Put both hands in. Would it work times 2? Okay, let's break that down. So, is the amount of nitrate taken up by a plant dependent on the size of the plant or the speed of growth? Both. So, a big plant that's slow growing will take up a lot of nitrates, as well a small plant that's fast growing, because it's about converting the energy into growth. So if you cut a plant in half and put both halves in the tank, would it work times 2? Don't know. Interesting theory. My initial reaction is to say no, because you've just got the same mass taking out, the water just happens to be split in 2. But if that was a fast growing plant, then you effectively have 2 fast growing plants because they grow a little bit more in isolation than they would because they tend to slow down as they get bigger. Maybe it would. Might be a video idea there, Stuart. I don't know. Freshwater Ecology saying yes, but also the species of the plant and other factors controlling growth, i.e. the intensity and spectrum of light. Yes, so I guess that goes towards the fast growing or not. If it's fast growing, it's using up more. If it's big, it's using up more. If you think, like in gardening, some plants need more nutrients than others and different types, particularly when it comes to NPK, nitrates. Also, usually there are seasonal differences. Yeah, very true. I mean, some plants, like my favourite plant, I can't tell you about it because that might be a quiz question. Question 6K Aquatics. Do you have any recommendations for cheap aquarium lights? Just for fry tanks, no plants. If there are any aquarium light manufacturers out there who want to send me some so I can do a comparison and make some recommendations, just reach out. I do want to find out more about aquarium lights, or I do want more aquarium lights. That's the be all and the end all. I have recently purchased a bunch of, what are they called? Come on, brain. You can do it. Hygger lights. I made a video about them a while back. They were, at the time, about the cheapest aquarium LED strip lights you could get. And I was really impressed with them. They were solidly made, good materials, good amount of light. Really happy with them. And they were about as cheap as you could get. So I'd be happy to recommend them. I have started to look into, I don't know what you call them. We mentioned them briefly last week. They're like T5 and T8 light fixtures. So